Good morning. So, got a new day started and a new opportunity to work on our painting here. So, last time that I recorded, I kind of worked on this background here and worked at kind of bringing in the mist and bringing in this clump of trees right here. What I want to focus on is this lake right here, and I really want to have some really good streaking and blending and kind of have that wet appearance. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull out my can of liquid first coat, which is usually used for wet on wet painting, and I don't really do a lot of wet on wet. It's just not my preference, but this medium can also be a really great tool for that, giving it that wet appearance for our lake here, and to get some really good blending time as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add this coat over our lake that I've already got kind of pre-laid in with our acrylic. And so let's go ahead and get started, and I'll show you how I'm going to do this. All right, another handy tool is having a nice screwdriver to help you kind of open these cans. So get my little screwdriver out here, and I'm going to come here. I'm just going to use my Series 7 number 16 flat brusher, and you don't need a lot of this, really. It does go a long way, and you don't want a lot because you don't want this to get too, I don't know, too sticky, too clumpy. So I just used a tiny little bit, and you can kind of already see how it covers really well. So I'm just gonna lay that in here real quick. All right, so I think we're nice and covered pretty well there. Put my lid back on. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of start coming in with some color, and I'm going to start with our black. And it's good to have a little bristly brush to do this. This one is a pretty decent little brush. It kind of separates its hairs as I press it into the canvas. So we'll just kind of bring that in here. And I'm going to bring some more down here, because I've already got my guide from my acrylic on where I want the color. Okay, and then I'm going to come in here. I've got some greens. And got some more down here. So I'm just going to be kind of adding some color. And this is kind of a blue-green that I've mixed up. But this will keep it nice and soft. And then I'm going to take some sap green, some cadmium yellow, a little umber, a little white, a little black, a little bit of purple. Kind of create kind of a dark grayish color here. Just gonna pick a little bit of this up. I'm just going to give the outline of a bit of a shoreline. I'm going to come back here with just adding a little bit of some light color. Just need a slight indication here. Okay, and then finally, I'm gonna grab probably look for maybe like a 20/0 brush. A little fine, tiny head on this brush. Go back into that grayish color that we mixed with the black and umber, or the umber and dioxazine purple and some white. I'm just going to lighten that up a little bit. Grab my mole stick. Okay, so I want to give some basic kind of little stones and pebbles back here. Just by kind of adding little comma strokes. kind of change the size of them, make them pretty random. Different shapes, different sizes, but you don't need to go into a lot of detail. This is still pretty far in the distance, and I'm not going to really see anything more than just kind of the illusion. I might add just a few tiny ones over here. And that's all there is to it. So that is kind of a quick way that you can add a pretty effective lake without really killing yourself. You can do all of this without the mediums, but it's kind of challenging. It's nice to go ahead and kind of wet it and kind of do that wet on wet blending technique. It really helps to kind of make that water really wet looking, glassy, get good reflections, and it doesn't take an enormous amount of time to do that. So anyway, yeah, I think that's really all I really needed to do in the water here. If there was one last thing I would do, I would probably just kind of streak just some really basic water lines. You know, I'll go into my cerulean, pick up a little white, and for the most part, matter of fact, I'm going to kind of get a better angle here. Let me kind of focus in. Okay, so kind of focused in here. There we go. I would just maybe add just a few kind of water lines here. Of course, you want to make them very horizontal, since the water is very flat. That's probably all I do there. So just a few water lines. Alright, get my camera back where I kind of want it. So, yeah, I hope that was helpful. And next time we meet, I'm going to really start working on this tree right here. I got it all blocked in acrylic, and it's ready to go ahead and add its oil elements on top of that. So we'll look forward to doing that on the next video. Thanks for tuning in. Bye.